Greece is a place that makes the world seem like a dream, a real world that is also a dream of itself. Myths are like milestones here. You find your way by being lost.
Ancient Greece. In the tangled skein of history, it was really just a fleeting moment. Yet, it was one of humankind's most extraordinary periods of cultural and intellectual transformation.
I discovered that one part of Greek history can be seen with the eyes, the other only with the imagination.
In the shop of a modern silversmith, there are echoes of Hephaestus, the Olympian god of fire and the forge.
4 years ago I was in Skopje, the capital of the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. And various ministers did their best to convince me that Alexander the Great was from that region. I bit and published an article that parroted their claims and was almost immediately flooded with emails from Greeks letting me know that that notion was a myth. And I knew then that I had to come to Greece and see for myself.
The underlying idea was to do something that gives a very positive image of Greece, and that was basically what had motivated us. He goes outside the traditional way that a lot of people would approach Greece. He's much more interested in treating that as an adventure and showing to people that traveling around Greece is really an adventure. So it's not really your typical, I would say, approach to Greece, like going up to Mountain Olympus. He pursues the whole thing as an adventure, and of course he does all these things around the world. So I thought that was one of the most appealing things.
For me, as sort of an outdoors person, climbing Mount Olympus has long been a dream of mine. Was an apogee. It was the ultimate, and it was better than I expected, because many mountains are a little bit disappointing, but it really does look like the throne room of the mountain gods on top, and they have something called Zeus's throne that looks like Zeus's throne, and the view is of all of Greece and all the way over to Turkey, you can see. So you feel like a god when you're on top. It just started to air in certain parts of the country, and it will air ultimately on 700 stations and about 110 million households in the U.S.
Arianna Huffington wrote a really beautiful book about the gods, so we used her book as a template, and then her sister Agapi also worked a lot on the gods. So they are, I would say, responsible for distilling. It was hard, actually. That is true, but even on the set we were arguing about which gods to include.
This series has been around for 2.5 years or so. We've done 8 specials. And this was the first one that's been helped by a foundation.
And in Greece, I think perhaps because of the foundation and the doors it opened, it was remarkably easy. I mean, we were shooting in very delicate sites with difficult permits, but the doors were open to us.
The goal for all of us is to give it as much exposure as possible, to have people understand and appreciate Greek history, culture, and want to visit it.
The only thing about going for a shoot is you never get time to swim, and it's such a tease. You see the beautiful water and there's no time.
I'm heading back this summer on a vacation, so no camera crew. With my wife, we're going to Mykonos, and we've rented a villa for a week, and we're just going to enjoy Greece.